I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Yes, I've been away for about a week. So I've underwent ACL reconstruction last week. So I was pretty busy. Thanks to the people up in Sanctuary Sports Clinic up in Dublin. They looked after me pretty well. I'm still alive. Happy days. The recovery process is about 4 weeks. So I will not be working for the next 4 weeks, unfortunately. That'll give me a little more time to do a bit more YouTube videos. Crack on with a few more of them. Today we'll be discussing nothing major. We'll be doing a quick Q&A. Just get ourselves back into it. Get myself back into it. You know yourself. It's been a long time. What can I say? So we'll be doing a quick Q&A. And then I'll discuss my opinion on the stock market, where I see it going and the future of the stock market. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've gotten a beautiful new mic. So you might be able to hear me a bit more clearer. Got a bit of a tan while I was away as well, huh? Good stuff, James. Okay, we'll start with the Q&A. I have a few questions people have asked me last week, so we'll start with that. Question number 1. Will Revolut add a new stop loss feature? Revolut is always expanding their company. They're always updating their app. Since I've started, they've updated about 3 or 4 times, so that is good. Now, I did get onto them and they did say in the near future they'll be adding things like ETFs, stop losses, market orders and things like that. They are progressing, they are getting better. They're not the best software for trading out there, but they're good. They're good. So that's the first question. Moving on to number 2. Is it safe to invest in Chinese companies with the conflict between China and the US? It is hard to say. It's all unfolding as we speak. Now, our proposal to delist Chinese companies from the stock markets has been passed by the Senate. Now, what this means is basically if these companies do not meet the requirements of the US, they will be delisted from the stock exchange. Now, one of these requirements is to certify that they are not owned or manipulated by any foreign government, aka the Chinese government. The US don't want the Chinese government to have an upper hand on them in any way, shape and form. So basically they're just covering their own backs by doing this. So I wouldn't take it too seriously, but I would keep an eye on it. Now, what I've seen in the last week or so, 2 major Chinese companies, Alibaba and JD.com, have sought secondary listings. If there's 2 big Chinese companies covering their own backs by getting a second listing in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, you have to take that into consideration. Like, anything could happen. So that is a good question, but ultimately, for me, with Neo, I don't see it happening. You know, it's a long shot. It's just to basically covering their own backs. If something crazy happens, you'll find out about it. So I wouldn't worry too much. That's a good question. Moving on to number 3. How often do you sell your Revolut stocks? Is it worth the metal-free trades? It depends on what kind of investor you are. Are you a dividends investor? Are you a long-term trader? Are you a short-term trader? Are you a swing trader? It all depends on what type of trader you are. For me personally, I'm kind of short-term, long-term guy. How often do I sell Revolut stocks? I'd be buying and selling a lot during the week, so it would benefit me to buy the metal plan. You do get unlimited free trades. Now, if you have the standard plan, you get 3 commission-free trades, and then after that you have to pay commission. The commission's not too much, but it would add up if you're buying and selling like me a lot during the week. I would personally buy the metal plan. It looks cool. Pulling a big metal gold car out in the bar, you look like the man, you know. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's only a card. It's only a card at the end of the day. But I do get commission-free trades, and that's why I have it. So yeah, if you are a day trader or you are buying and selling stocks on the daily, I would recommend buying the metal plan. So thank you for that question. Moving on to our next question. Where does Revolut source the gold? Is it clean? Now, Revolut stores all their precious metals in a secure financial institution in London. It's called the London Precious Metal Limited. In regards to how clean it is, I don't have a clue, but I presume it is pretty clean. Moving on to the stock market right now. For me personally, I see the stock market right now is absolutely crazy. The stocks that I was expecting big returns on a couple of weeks ago have been delisted from Revolut. I had shares in a few oil companies. I just sold all them because oil is just up and down right now. You just don't know what's going on with oil right now. I sold my REITs, my real estate investment trusts. They have fallen in the last couple of weeks, so I have sold majority of my shares. I have taken a profit, not as much as I wanted, but at least it's a profit. So I'm going to hold that cash for a later date, and then when I feel the market has cooled down a bit, I will buy in. I kept on to only one company in the last week, which is Neo. Neo boosted up to $16 a share, and over the last 2 days has been beat down back down to $11. So it's been a tough week and a half. So the stock market right now is just crazy. It is very volatile at the moment. I actually do see tough times ahead for the stock market. Now, why do I see tough times ahead? So the first reason why I see tough times ahead is for the last couple of months, we've all been getting emergency payments from our governments, either in Ireland or in the US. We in Ireland have been getting weekly payments. In America, it's a bit different. They were getting stimulus checks valued up to $1,200 per adult. So that's over 150 million stimulus checks being sent out in the last couple of months. So now, on top of these $1,200 stimulus checks, the US government have put in place a few more measures to help the American people financially. Now, a few of these measures they have done: evictions to be banned temporarily, mortgage repayments to be put on hold, and also student payments being put on hold. All these measures that the US government have put in place are coming to an end, either by the 31st of July or soon after. So what's this mean for the stock market? If people don't have money to spend, the economy will fall. So if the economy falls, the stock market falls, and ultimately we lose money. So that's one point why I see tough times ahead for the stock market. Now, a second point that I'm going to make is in relation to Rona. We're all sick of talking about Rona, but at the same time, it's going to affect us. Now, secondly, I just don't see the pandemic going away so fast. This virus is an RNA virus. It's not a DNA virus. Now, RNA viruses are susceptible to mutating. This just makes it a lot harder for a vaccine to be made if the virus constantly mutates over time. Now, disease experts are worried about a heavier and quicker comeback or a second wave of the virus, brought on mainly because we're coming into winter season. So it could be like a double whammy. The flu and then Rona coming together will come on a lot quicker and a lot heavier. Another thing to back that up, Melbourne has gone into another lockdown. They have seen spikes in Rona in the last couple of weeks. Me personally, I think it's due to that part of Melbourne being in winter season right now. So with the possible chance of a second wave or a comeback, that could have a devastating effect on the stock market. So for me personally, I will be treading lightly when it comes to buying and selling stocks. So let me know what you think about the future of the stock market right now. Do you think it's going to go up? Do you think it's going to get better? Do you think Rona is going to come back? Let me know in the comments below or DM me on Instagram. Next week, we're going to be discussing buying cryptocurrencies on Revolut. So we'll discuss that in the next week's video. Thanks for all the support out there. You've been amazing. It's good to see our Facebook discussion group, Revolut Trading Our Journey, still progressing, almost at 200 members. So if you're not in that, get straight into it. We'll crack on next week into cryptocurrencies. And with that said, I will see you later.